I'm more and more certain that what I want my life purpose to be is to bring love into the world, to stop blocking the love, to stop blocking the things in my mind and in my emotional body that block that from happening. My aunt and my cousin have experienced deep, painful loss within the last few days. And within the last 2 years, there was another significant, deep, painful loss that they experienced. And of course, the rest of the family is experiencing that too. And the reason why I share this is when we lose someone, when we experience death, sometimes we get the reminder of what's important in life. And that's why I'm sharing this, is that's what we all need to strive toward. And if it were easy, this world would be filled with love. But it's not. It's not. Taking a moment to pause and feel it out. So I want to talk about communication with each other. And I feel in this moment, ultimately I may be incorrect, but in this moment I feel that bad communication is one of the biggest problems with humans. I had an experience today where there was a relative that I had been feeling some resentment toward. I decided to contact this person and say, there are some things that I need to share. The only purpose that I'm sharing them is not to hurt, it's because I need to be able to let this go. And I said, if I feel like I communicate this, you don't have to agree with me. But if I can share this, I can feel like I can let it go. And the conversation had some ugly parts, but ultimately at the end of the conversation, we both reached this point where we knew how each other felt. We did not agree on everything. And some of these issues were very, very deep and painful. But we were able to end the conversation acknowledging that we still wanted to love each other. And we didn't want this to get in the way of that. This is what we need to be doing with each other. And I'm not saying this from a self-righteous place, because I have moments. I'm a human. But I know, I'm certain this is what we need to be doing. We need to be finding ways to communicate with each other without bringing in extreme nastiness, without letting our pride get in the way of, we don't need to make the other person wrong and ourselves right. We can both have different ways of seeing things and not have it be a personal attack to us individually. So there are times when one person is willing to agree to disagree. One person is willing to share their perspective, and the other person might not be willing to do that. The other person might want to get angry. The other person might want to blame. And this is where extreme presence comes in. And those are the tests that are the hardest, to be able to not get pulled into that loop. We're really all just reacting to our past pain. Like, if we could stay in the now when dealing with each other. See, that conversation today, there was a moment where things started to go ugly. I paused. I centered myself. I stopped thinking. I just started listening. And we were able to backpedal the conversation. And the dear loved ones who've passed on, I've watched a lot of near-death experience videos, and I've read a lot of books. And they want us, I feel most likely, to remember this. If we keep fighting with each other, there's no solution. There's different levels of this lack of communication that I'm talking about, and they're all connected. We have these issues within our close personal relationships where communication is flawed, and then it reverberates outward. Communications at work, communications politically. There's so many different levels of people not wanting to let their fucking pride and ego down and just say, we disagree. How can we find a positive solution here? Of course, some people don't want to do that. It's messy, it's complicated. All I can say is, within my personal life, I'm making a commitment every day to remember that the purpose of life is divine love. You know what? I'm going to go on my calendar, on my phone, and I'm going to make a 30-day commitment to every day remember this. So that those little bumps in the road that happen to everybody, maybe I'll be more likely to choose love each time. We don't know how long any of us have, and at the end of the day, when we're on our deathbed, what's going to matter? What's going to be important? Holding on to our pride and showing everyone that we're right, shoving everything that we think is right down each other's throats? I don't think it's that. I don't think that's the answer. We can have opinions and perspectives with each other that don't match. And I'm telling you, this conversation I had today has to do with really, really heavy stuff. One in particular, that is, most people don't have to deal with it. But two people being able to say, we don't see it the same way, but we can still love each other. We don't have to be angry at each other about this. I wish you the most blessed, amazing, loving day.